Hi everyone, this is EstaRa with a message for you today. I hope you're doing well. It is Monday, March 4th, 2019. We are entering a amazing time. I want to let you know my birthday was Friday, so I'm around my next trip around the sun. And yeah, this is me, no makeup and tired, and yay, I need to just do a message for all of you. I've been asked to do this for 3 or 4 days now, so I'm putting it out there. It is an interesting time. We have Mercury going retrograde this week. We have a new moon energy. We have an opening gateway of energy. So for me, Mercury retrograde affects me typically in the shadow period. So the last few weeks I've had some phone issues, like quite literally just hanging up on me, or black screen on my iPhone. It's been really crazy and ridiculous. And so if you know about Mercury retrograde, it's all about communication. So devices that involve communication, computers, phones, and even, contracts and communicating with loved ones. So I bring that up because I feel like, that's typically a time for confusion and issues. But what I want you to recognize is that in the twin flame journey, one of the people that we typically have struggles with are our twin flames, right? Our communication's not so great. I know my twin, he's not so great at communicating. Sometimes he's fabulous, and sometimes it's like pulling teeth just to get him to speak. So I want you to know that this new moon energy is like really vibrant and full, and this Mercury retrograde is all about reflection, right? That's what I think of when I think of Mercury retrograde. We're kind of standing still a little bit and just being reflective. I'm hearing this particular one is about us standing and reflecting on all that we've been clearing, all that we've been releasing, all that's been surfacing. And whatever's surfacing during this Mercury retrograde time, particularly for you, is one of the things that you need to get stronger on, one of the things you need to be more focused on. Spirit is saying it is one of the things that needs more healing and needs more direction for you. So I don't know about you and how everything's been affecting you, but I'm going to share a little bit about what's going on with me. I'm feeling massive changes happening behind the scenes. I'm not seeing that in my world at the moment. I'm definitely feeling things in the background just moving, and work is happening. I'm being pulled to healing my inner child again. Not that I really ever stopped, because I'm always on this path of like continuing my spiritual journey. Like I never feel like it's complete. I never feel like I'm all done. And if any teacher ever tells you they're all done, or any spiritual guide ever says I'm all done, I'm at the highest point, I don't need to do any more work, that's BS. Because the reality is we're always clearing and cleansing at varying levels and degrees, and we're always bettering ourselves as we keep ascending. So we might reach a plateau where like, okay, I'm good for now. I don't really feel like I need to focus on anything in particular, so I'm at a plateau. But the truth is we're always healing and growing and evolving, because you're ever changing, the constant. It's so funny. People say, "Are you good with change?" Of course I am. I love it. I do love it. I don't like when it's forced upon me, which has happened recently, and which happens to a lot of us when we're not moving, our energy is not moving. But big things happen when we change. We open the pathway for new opportunities. We open the doorway for new gifts to come in. And last evening, let me see if I can find this. Last evening I was watching a show called Star Trek Discovery, which I'm not sure if any of you have seen that or know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you do. I don't really watch TV, but I had the opportunity to watch, and I was so excited because I'm a Star Trek person. And there was a quote in there that I'm going to share with you because I absolutely loved it. Sometimes the universe allows for unexpected memories. I want you to know that if you feel like you're giving up, or you feel like you're changing direction, that is exactly what's happening. What you didn't expect, because here's the thing, you're thinking from a very linear perspective typically. Like as a human on this planet, we think very linearly. So we think this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. That's how things are going to happen. And we plan our life that way. We kind of think in those terms. But we're not those beings. We're not linear. We're multidimensional. So there's all these different things happening simultaneously that adds to our journey or removes from our journey. And as we've been doing purging and clearing and cleaning, which is exactly what we've been doing for months now, I would to be, I'd venture to say years for many of us. We are literally opening up a pathway and a doorway to these new opportunities just showing up and coming into our reality. And that includes the twin flame journey. So last video I left you with was I told you that I had said goodbye to my twin. I no longer wanted that, what we had. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I want more respect. I want more love. I want more caring and honesty. And I want him to be the twin flame that I know inside, and the one that I fell in love with. And I know it's there. It's not disappeared. It's been clouded by inner child stuff. It's been clouded by human stuff, clouded by living the 3D reality that he's been living. All of that stuff has gotten in the way. I say that because we have the same issues too. And even though we might not have it to the same extent or the same degree or perhaps in the same way, it's still there. And we still, each of us have our own journey to go through and heal and clear and move forward and allow the universe to bring us unexpected memories. And so, you know, for the most part, when I said goodbye, I truly meant it. And, you know, I'm going to add a caveat to it. When I said goodbye, I meant it in the sense that I want more for me, and I deserve more for me. I am worthy of better treatment and more love than I've been receiving from him. And it's okay if he's not capable of giving it to me, then you go do your journey, and we will unite in this lifetime. I know that. There's no doubt in my mind. When, how, I'm not going to even put any energies on that anymore. I'm going to allow spirit to show me. And when I say spirit, I mean his spirit and my spirit to show us when it's supposed to happen. But I don't want to accept less than. And that's exactly what I've accepted for a really long time. Now, is it the other way around? Absolutely. Because we mirror each other. So one of the problems that my twin and I often had was he shuts down and doesn't share and doesn't talk, closes up. That's something that I wasn't like that before I met him. When I met him, I was really open, beginning this journey of just like open heart, unconditional love, and particularly when it came to him. And then over time, you know, years of being quote unquote battered by the energy of shut down, shut down, shut down. I'm not going to share. I'm not going to share. Meaning that's how he was. I did the same thing. I would mirror him and I would start to hold back and I would close up and I would actually feel the tightness in my jaw and I'd feel in my chest that I'd be holding something back. And I did it subconsciously. I didn't always do it on a conscious level. And I'm recognizing, or I've recognized over the last year when I would do it. And now I'm like, oh, I don't want that anymore because I'm a really open being and I like to share with people and I like to be in a place where I feel safe and comfortable to speak my truth and be who I am in any given moment. Whereas obviously I wasn't always like that when I was growing up. I had to learn that behavior. I had to change my behavior patterning because I learned that at a very young age. I couldn't be that way. And then I learned how to do it. And then my twin comes in and triggers me back to like, oh, this is how I was. Okay, this makes sense. It's comfortable, doesn't feel right, but it was comfortable because I knew it. Comfortable in the sense that it's just familiar. And so what I've recognized when I said goodbye to him is I don't want this anymore. I want to still be open and free with you. And if you're not ready for that, then I can't do this. If you're ready to be with me as me, then I'm ready. But if you're not, it's okay. Nothing against you. I just don't want that. And I'm going to choose better for me. And I don't know what that means in the future. I don't know what it's going to look like. But what I can tell you is I do believe I'll be with him. I have no doubts about that. I still know that we'll be together. I'm not sure how, when, or what. But I feel like the key for me is staying focused on me. I know we talked about this before. You're probably like, I heard this before. I know you have. Spirit wants me to remind you because here's the thing. We all forget. And sometimes we just need to hear that at the right moment and at the right time. So let's talk about this new moon energy. There is a gateway of love opening up, like a opportunity during this reflection period to look at how you speak to one another, how you interact, how you communicate with your twin. Look for your blocks, look for your fears, look for what surfaces when you think about your twin. Now, there was a period where when I would think about my twin, all I would think about was just absolute pure love, divine love, and wanting that unconditional connection. And then there was a time when I was thinking of my twin and I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that now. Like he'd call and I'd be like, ugh. And it wasn't because I didn't really love him and didn't want to talk to him. It was because I didn't want to do the work. And what I meant by that was like navigate his mood or where he was at, or even navigating my mood or wherever I was at. And that was all unconscious. And then I started to become more aware, because that's what happens when you start to purge and clear, you become more and more aware. And so what I suggest to all of you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move the camera so that it, like you can see my head and I'm not cutting it off, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm sitting on a bed. So what I found is that becoming more aware, I'm starting to see those places where I've blocked my own connection to him, or I've blocked my own way of communicating, or I've tainted my way of communicating with him. So it wasn't out of just pure love. It was more out of fear, out of need, or like out of the past upbringing I had, or insecurities that I've carried through my life. And so one of the things that this Mercury retrograde and this new moon is like, the new moon is like a revelation to me. I feel like it's about revealing like changes and new behaviors and new patterns. And this Mercury retrograde feels like reflection about that, about the patterns and the communication issues, particularly with your twin. Now all the communication issues are not just from you, they're also from your twin, and they're not just your interactions over the last however many years you've been together, or the on and off, the back and forth, or the knowing of who your twin is, or even from past relationships. It has a lot to do with your childhood and your inner child and how they are feeling and what they're dealing with. And so I've been doing a lot of work for years on my inner child, so I'm very easily connected to her. So when I close my eyes, I can immediately tune into a certain age and pick her up immediately. And as bad as that sounds, meaning, a lot of people don't want to go there and do that, because not all of us had very beautiful lives. A lot of us had trauma in our childhood. I was definitely one of those people. I know that many twin flames have been in that, both counterparts too, not just one. The traumas were pretty abundant. I don't know. Like, I think when I chose to come here, I thought, I'm going to be this big, beautiful light. And then I came here and I didn't realize in order to be that light, I had to absorb some of the negative energies around me and be part of that environment, because I forgot a lot of who I was and I became more of, that. So one of the things that I'm noticing is that really working on the inner child has been revealing a lot of my unconscious patternings, a lot of my unconscious fears that have been front and center. And so I've been changing that over the past year, but there's still some stuff there, especially when I go in to talk to her. And my twin definitely has his inner child shut down, and he does that. He shuts down. I'd have never understood that. It's really funny. I'm going to joke here. So a lot of people say, that's just being a Gemini. Well, yes and no. Like, I could joke and say yes, but it's not being a Gemini. To be honest with you, yes, Geminis tend to have that duality to them, but we all have duality to us. We can't single out Geminis. So God bless Geminis, because they are not these crazy people. Sometimes we could think they are, but they're not. And mind you, I joke lightly about that, because I think everybody is beautiful and wonderful as they are. So we just need to accept one another. But that pattern, I always wanted to place it on the fact that he was a Gemini. But the truth is that every one of us has that capability to shut down and shut off, compartmentalize, and move things over so we don't have to deal with them. Because the reality is, when you're in trauma in your life, especially as a child, you cope, you push things aside, and you're able to manage day by day by dealing with what you're dealing with without recognizing that you have to function. So you just function. You do whatever you can to survive. And a lot of us, as we get older, everybody, as we get older, if we haven't healed those patterns, healed those traumas and those patterns, what do? We actually go back to that, and we grab a hold of that pattern, not consciously. It's like a very unconscious, subconscious behavior that we do. We'll just grab it. So, something might trip it off and trigger it, which might be the most subtle, simple thing. It might not even be like on the surface anything big, but it's something that brings you right back to that place, and that old coping mechanism comes in, and you switch your personality to that, and you shut off. And so that's a really big place of being stuck, and a lot of people get stuck there. And so so I've been doing inner child work for years. I've been teaching classes. I've been doing an inner child workshop. I offered that out to Twin Flames last year. I'll be offering it again likely this summer. So please follow me, email me if you want to be on my email list, because I put it out through email. I haven't even done my class listings for the month of March yet, partly because of the office space that I'm working out of. I've needed approval for certain classes, and I hadn't gotten it in time. And when I got it, I had vertigo, and I haven't been able to really sit down and do a lot of my work. Hence why this video is taking so long to get to you. But there's all other issues around that. That'll be coming out at the end of the week. But On this coming Saturday, particularly, I will be doing a Twinflame meditation at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so New York time. And if you look at where you're located and just check your hours for that, but it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1:15 p.m. And it's a very, I make it very reasonably priced because I want everybody to be able to participate and take part. I charge $11.11. I'll have the link below inside the video here. This particular one, I'm advertising it with you right now because I usually say, oh, I'm having a meditation, and I don't always know the topic. This one I know is about inner child because I have a local Connecticut group that I work with, of Twin Flames, and we did something recently with the inner child. I did a little meditation with the inner child, and it was really powerful. And actually, one of the people got a text message from their twin after the meditation, which I really think helped in some ways because they hadn't talked to this person in a very long time. I don't usually get text messages, and they got a text message and an invitation to come over. And so we sent that person on their way. Go right now. Go, go, go. But I want to offer a very similar meditation for all of you on Saturday. So if you're interested in the Twin Flame Inner Child Meditation, please, by all means, sign up for it below. Or contact me. If you're in a different time zone and you're like, hey, I'm sleeping or I'm not going to be available or whatever, totally okay. What I would recommend that you do is sign up anyway, because you will receive a recording. So even if you're not able to attend the live webinar, then you will get it through a recording sent to you afterwards. And I want you to know that honestly, it's really powerful to work on the inner child. That's the first piece. The other one I want to talk back about summertime. I will be doing that again because I've had requests by different people, and it's an online group thing. It's not something you have to do in person. I am actually contemplating doing partial in person if people want to, and the other part will be online. So most of it is online. And if you're not in the country, I've had people take it from different parts of the world, and it's all online. So it is a really powerful thing. You go right back into your childhood, you clear a whole bunch of crap, and it opens the doorway for you to actually see what needs to be healed and what's left and what's blocking you. And so I gotta say, the years of doing inner child work, I thought, gosh, when am I going to be done? But I realized how much trauma I had and how much my inner child, like different ages, was interfering with my life in a way that was just trying to get my attention, to pay attention to her. And as I've healed different age groups, if you will, of my inner child, it's made such a difference in terms of how I proceeded going forward. And it's kind of given me this empowerment that I'm feeling with my twin. And I actually feel like it's helping him as well. So the work I'm doing on me is helping him, but the work I've done on his inner child, I think, is helping him as well. And we'll see, because I haven't talked to him or seen him. So we'll see if that happens. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you about today? Oh, the last thing I really wanted to share with you so I can get this video out to you is we're not done with the amped up energy. So a lot of people are like, oh, we're going through a major shift right now. We're going through massive shifts, and it's not stopping. We are going straight through to the equinox, like major, major movement of energy. So use this time wisely. Use it to purge, use it to clear, use it to heal, use it to grieve, heal and feel. You have to feel to heal. So like use this time in your best interest to clear out whatever no longer serves you, because you want the energy of the equinox to come in and wipe over you this new vibrational frequency. You're in time for like a major transformation. So I'm going to, before I end, I want to pull a card. So I have a dear friend who's a twin flame soul sister. For my birthday, she sent me a deck of cards. I have to tell you, they're absolutely gorgeous. They're beautiful. They're called Work of Light. They look like that. Let me just show you the book, if you can see it. I know it's backwards, so that's probably not helpful. But it's called Work of Light, and the cards this is the back of the card. It's really beautiful with roses. So when I got the deck, I fell in love with it, and I've just started playing with it the last couple days. And I have to tell you, the energy is very Arcturian. As you all know, I'm EstaRa, or Arcturian Elder Master of the Light. That is part of my soul lineage. I have a bunch of memories of my soul lineage, but that is a piece of it. Another part is you know, various things of being high priestess and stuff of Avalon and Mesopotamia, part of the King Solomon line. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. So what I want to do is pull a card in response to all of the twin flame energy that's out there right now. And I really want to use this deck because it just feels right. And I had it next to me and I'm like, yeah, I got to use this deck. So give me just a moment to bring in the energies. I'm going to call on the Twin Flame Collective and all twin flames in divine successful physical union. I'm going to call on my team of light. I'm going to call on the high beings of light that surround each and every one of us that are twin flames and bring in a message that is appropriate for them at this time. So I'm actually going to do, as all these beautiful beings start showing up, I'm going to bring in a blessing for each of you, and then I'm going to pull a card. So let me just first bring in the blessing really quick. It's a celestial language. So all I'm going to ask you to do is place your hands palm up, so right hand and left hand on top with palms up. I don't know if I could show that to you properly. If you see it, it's kind of like this, but palms up, and just put that in front of your heart. Yitokushi matakohe tarakala kashopa ina kashito yamada kasito doya tari kashopa ina nakatotola ina kashopa ina katayushopa kayena ka inaka inaka oshaka yetropatita kayisopata ina ishakola yamanti ita sakatiena shonayala holoropa ita kashayamana ikasayata yesho 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 yesho. I want to tell you, it's like this beautiful diamond blue light. That's a part of Arcturian energy, and it's coming in like a waterfall right now into each and every one of you. I actually feel it came into the heart, and it's spreading through each and every one of us. So just love it and absorb it right now. All right, I'm going to pull a card for us. Let's see if I can have a message for all twin flames. What is the guidance that you'd like to give to us? I asked them to throw it out because I hate picking cards. The Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. That is amazing. Let me look at this card and show it to you, the beauty of it. And they actually have, you know, messages in their book, but I'm not going to look at the book and read the message. Let me see if I could bring the words up so you could see it. It's called Council of Light, the card, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. There's probably a beautiful explanation. I'm not going to go to the beautiful explanation. It's got a beautiful book with an explanation, because we all know me. I don't do that. I actually just channel whatever comes in. And it's beautiful. It has it has Yeshua, it has Magdalene, it has Mother Mary. It has all these different ascended masters on the card. I'm going to try to show that to you a little better, but I'm not sure if that's helpful. It's really quite a beautiful card. They're just a beautiful deck. So whoever did this, her name is Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. It's amazing. Thank you for doing that and creating that. I want you to know that this message tells me the divine orchestration, everything, like I said, was happening behind the scenes. I love how that happens. It's kind of what the words I use. All these things are happening behind the scenes, even if it doesn't look like it on the surface. It's occurring and changing for you. And while that's happening, what it's doing is creating your world that you want. So the clearing and the purging and the stuff that you're doing, you're removing any blocks so that this divine orchestration that they're doing comes into your reality easier and quicker for you and your twin. And the other meaning to me is that there are beings and helpers that are there to assist you now on your journey and to allow you to go forward on this path, and that they are here now orchestrating the unions. They're still happening, my friends. And if you have people telling you they're not going to happen, don't listen. Listen to your heart. Always listen to your heart. Don't go beyond that. I hope that helps. I hope it makes sense to you. But there's divine orchestration happening. I love that word. I love it. I don't know, it just resonates right now. And that inner child stuff I was talking about earlier is totally about divine orchestration, because if you are healing that inner child, you're using all these beautiful ascended masters and beings of light to assist that inner child to let go of that pattern and that old belief and that old way of being, to set up a new paradigm. And that orchestrates the whole changes around your world here now, but also in the world and interaction with you and your twin. And so some ways we're divinely orchestrating it by clearing our twin flame crap, you know, our inner child energies that have been interfering with our twin flame. So I'm going to suggest that you actually look into that a little further for you. I am available for individual sessions if you're interested. I didn't do that for a while. I was really sick. But I am back, and so I will be happy to assist you. Just email me directly, and I can help you schedule an individual session. I do some really quick, easy card readings, but my deeper sessions are clearings, healings, and coaching, and like counseling and intuitive sessions where I do all kinds of stuff for you and your twin. So please feel free to contact me, and I send you so much love, and I'll be back soon, I promise. Namaste, and may divine union be upon you.